Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to County Court Number 2. My name is Judge Terrence Holmes. I'm the presiding judge here in County Court Number 2. This morning we have our announcement docket. When I call your name, please come forward before the bench with your attorney. And Ms. Roebuck, you working on a plea, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When the paperwork is ready, we'll call you up. First case is cause number 24CCCR 0168, case is filed in the state of Texas versus Nayeli Campos Diaz. Miss Campos Diaz, your first name is Nayeli?
I am.
Okay. How are you doing? That's good. Now, Ms. Campos Diaz, you're representing the case by your attorney, Attorney Laura Peraza. Attorney Peraza, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. And the state is represented by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, judging yourself.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Peraza, what is your announcement in Ms. Campos Diaz case?
Your Honor, I think that Ms. Campos Diaz qualifies for pretrial diversion, so I have to release that to allow time for us to request that.
Okay. Give us a recent date. You say August 12th. Okay. This case will be reset to August 12th, 2024. We'll give your attorney an opportunity to apply for pretrial diversion. Your attorney will get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. And Ms. Peraza, this is your own case. You'll be free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number 24CCCR 0246. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Linda Wyckoff. Mr. Doyle. Ms. Wyckoff, your full name is Linda Wyckoff?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Wyckoff?
Great.
That's good. Ms. Wyckoff, you're representing the case by your attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle. Attorney Doyle, how are you doing?
Pretty fair, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Doyle, what is your announcement in Ms. Wyckoff's case?
I need a little more time to complete discovery, maybe a month.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, so you was just, this is your, I guess, your first court of appearance
Or-
with your client? Okay. Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to August 2nd of 2024. Ms. Wyckoff, your attorney will get you reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Doyle, this is your only case. You're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You can go ahead and do disability discovery right now.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Doyle, the prosecutor just stated that they're going to grant you discovery right now. Next case is cause number 23CCCR 2514. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Priscilla Martinez. Good morning, Ms. Martinez. Your full name is Priscilla Martinez?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. Now, Ms. Martinez, the state informed me that the case that they have filed against you will be dismissed. Have you already submitted the dismissal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm waiting for my tablet to come up. And Ms. Martinez, I'm signing the dismissal. You can get a copy of the dismissal. Please stand in front of the court coordinator. Yeah. The next case is Ryan Christopher Pearson. This is waiver. This is cause number 24CCTR 0178, case of style state of Texas versus Ryan Christopher Pearson. Mr. Pearson, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Pearson? That's good. Now, Mr. Pearson, I see here that you appeared in court on April 2nd of 2024. At that time, you signed a waiver of counsel for purposes of entering guilty of proceeding a trial. So you are representing yourself, is that correct? Okay, so now the case is set today for what is called an announcement. And if I didn't mention it the last time, I think that you were supposed to set up a meeting with the district attorney's office for discovery. Have you received, not received, but have you had access to the evidence that the state has against you? Okay, so you didn't set up an appointment with the district attorney's office to go and view the discovery?
I thought I was here, like the choice when I thought I was supposed to do, sit it out.
Oh, okay, so that's why it was reset. Okay, so the state made you an offer, is that correct? And are you accepting or rejecting that offer?
I'm gonna go sit it out.
So you're accepting the state's offer?
Probation.
Okay, but they gave you an alternative offer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're accepting one of them. Okay, so just have a seat, and the paperwork will be on this here tablet, and someone will go over it with you. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Next case is cause number 23 CCCR 0772. Case is style the state of Texas versus Michael Dahl. Mr. Dahl, your full name is Michael Dahl. How are you doing, Mr. Dahl? You doing all right? That's good. I'm doing fine. Mr. Dahl, the last time that you were here on April 13th, your case was reset for the third time to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Have you hired your attorney?
I like to take court appointment.
Okay, so you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney? Okay, just have a seat and they'll bring the paperwork out to you. And if you need some help filling out the paperwork, we have someone in the courtroom that can assist you. Okay.
Not me.
It must be, your phone is buzzing? Okay. Do we have Wallace? Let him know, put a highlight on the, I guess the initial and sign. And the application, the back part, okay. You need to read and sign that in the appropriate spots. Okay. Next case is cause number M321216. Case is style of state of Texas versus Harold J. Wallace. Mr. Wallace, your full name is Harold J. Wallace.
Yes.
How are you doing, Mr. Wallace?
Good, Your Honor.
That's good, Mr. Wallace. You represented in your case by your attorney, Tom Roebuck. Attorney Roebuck, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Roebuck, do you waive a record in Mr. Wallace's case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wallace, I have before me a document that is titled Information.
Your Honor, I just noticed that there may be some changes that I need to make to the plea paper.
Oh, okay.
So
Here you go.
it's filed as a.
Oh,
States abandoned the advancement in this case.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mr. Wallace, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor, well, that's titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that on or about October 20th of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you, Harold J. Wallace, committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. The state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph. So that means that you're being charged with a lesser included offense. Instead of being charged with a higher Class A misdemeanor, you're being charged with a Class B misdemeanor. DWI. So you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Now, to this charge, Class B, driving while intoxicated, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Wallace, I also have before me on this tablet a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on the line next to a box that says check no Kendrick. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me on paper a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Mr. Wallace, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Wallace, are you a citizen of the United States?
I am, Your Honor.
Stay up for stage 1.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Roebuck, you've advised and counsel Mr. Wallace.
Yes.
Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Wallace, your attorney, Mr. Roebuck has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wallace, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntary given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
State has offered 15 months deferred probation with a $500 fine, 60 hours community service, the installation of an interlock device, and DWI standard conditions of probation.
What is this court cost? 377. Okay, Mr. Wallace, the state is offering that you serve 15 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500. You'll also be required to pay a DPS fine of $100 and court costs of $377. You'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 a month, a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, a reimbursement fee of $15. You will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month is $151 a month. Will you be able to pay $151 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own. You'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class. And you'll be required to have an alcohol assessment as well as adhering to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Mr. Wallace, do you have a commercial driver's license?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Hold on, let me check something right quick. Okay. I was just making sure the date that the effective date of being eligible, I think it's September 1 of 2017. And this office is 2018, so he's eligible. Okay. Now, Mr. Wallace, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Wallace, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Wallace, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Wallace, you're gonna stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And I think, Mr. Roebuck, this is your only case. You're free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Next case is cause number M 330-940. The case is styled the state of Texas versus DeMarcus Dwayne Bruno. On the film, it's showing. Yep. Somebody was trying to let me find it. Oh, he was. Okay. Okay, Mr. Bruno. Your full name is Marcus Dwayne Bruno? DeMarcus Dwayne Bruno? Okay, how you doing, Mr. Bruno?
Good.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Bruno, I see here that you appeared in court on March 26th of 2024. And at that time, you signed a document titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney, informing the court that you wanted your case reset to hire your own attorney. Have you hired your own attorney?
No, sorry, not yet.
Why haven't you hired your attorney?
Stuff going out, saying give me more time.
Okay, now we've had almost 3 months. Okay, so we're gonna give you one more reset. Okay, give him a reset to hire his attorney. And the reason why, I'm looking at this here case. This is a 2021 case. Hold on a minute. Let me do this. Let me go back before you reset the case. Let me look at his file. Was this a motion to revoke probation? Okay, yeah, I see. Okay, you're currently on probation, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and they filed a motion to revoke probation in December, which was 7, well, almost not quite 7 months, about 6 months ago. And you appeared in court in March, 3 months after they filed it. I guess after you were arrested. Okay. They just give him this standard reset. This is MTRP. I thought it was a his name is DeMarcus Dwayne Bruno. Top of page 6. Okay, this case will be reset to August 2nd, 2024. Once you get your reset from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand in front of the coordinator. Nakodia Bill Davis Jr., cause number 23CCCR 0622. Mr. Davis, your full name is Nakodia Bill Davis Jr.?
Correct.
How you doing, Mr. Davis?
No,
You doing fine? That's good. Let me see what we have. Yeah. 2023. Okay. Now, Mr. Davis, you appeared in court for the first time on this case on April 9th of 2024. And at that time, you stated that you wanted to have your case reset to hire your own attorney. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Have you hired your attorney?
not at the moment.
Why haven't you hired your
I went
attorney?
back and forth to the hospital back and forth from Galveston because I was having kidney problems.
Okay. Well, we hope that you able to be healed from your kidney problems and have a full and speedy recovery. Okay. So Do you still want to try to hire an attorney or do you,
Yeah, I want to stay high one, because they was keeping me weeks at a time in the hospital, so I didn't have time, but now I might try to have.
so you have the income to hire an attorney?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Let's give him a reset. Okay, this case will be reset to August 2nd of 2024. Give you an opportunity to hire your attorney,
Yes, sir.
okay? Okay, he has two cases, so. The other case is 23CCC on 1775. Do we have bond? Yeah, he has bond conditions. Dog was reset, right? Was it August 2nd as well? Dog page 7, top of page 7. Oh, he's applying for quarter point. Oh, that's the. Okay. He's still working on his paperwork.
Yes, sir.
So we're waiting, let's see. David Rose is not here. Court is back in session to cause number 23 CCCR 0772. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Michael Daw. And Mr. Daw, is that your full name? Mr. Daw, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Daw, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God? Mr. Daw, you may put your hand down. Again, how are you doing, Mr. Daw? That's good. Mr. Daw, I have before me some documents. And the first document that I have before me is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line that state you'd like to apply for a court-appointed attorney? I have another document before me. This document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant signature. Is this your signature? Now, Mr. Daw, before you sign all of these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents? You understand what you read? Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Daw, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you is Attorney Mark Faggart. Attorney Faggart will be given information to contact you, and you will be given information to contact him. Our court coordinator will give you that information in a few minutes. So just have a seat on the first chair. And once you finish here, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. Grove is on his way? Okay. Pierce. I need to, you're gonna have to print off his waiver and judge's explanation on yes, on Pierce. Adams County Court at law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session in clause number 24 CCCR 0178. Case is styled State of Texas versus Ryan Pearson or Ryan Christopher Pearson. Mr. Pearson, is that your full name?
Yes.
Mr. Pearson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Pearson, do you swear, affirm, and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Pearson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Pearson?
Pretty cool.
That's good. Now, Mr. Pearson, I have before me a couple of documents, so several documents. The first document I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? And are these your initials on the line that state you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself? You have to speak up. And I also have another document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Pearson, before I go any further, I must inform you that you have a right to have a court reporter to type down everything that's being done here in court, and you also have a right to waive or give up your right to have a court reporter. Do you waive or give up your right to have a court reporter?
One,
The court reporter is the person that sits here and types down everything we are saying in court.
does it help with like documents?
Well, I can't give you any legal advice, but I just can inform you as to what your rights are. So, do you want a court reporter or do you not want a court reporter?
Yeah.
So you're waiving your right? Okay. Now, Mr. Pearson, I also have a document on my computer that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Brian Christopher Pearson, on or about November 24th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Mr. Pearson, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
To this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Free.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Because you are guilty. Okay. Now, Mr. Pearson, I also have a document, two documents, on this case to be one, on this tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there are two sets of initials. Well, there's one set of initials and a signature. The signature is on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your signature on this line? The initials are on a line below a paragraph that is titled Discovery Admonishment, and it is next to a statement that reads as follows. I do not request discovery of the evidence. I waive my right to request discovery in this case and choose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest.
Yes.
Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
On the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are two boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up the right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? Now, Mr. Pearson, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read?
Yes.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Pearson, are you a citizen of the United States State, I have State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 as evidence in Mr. Pearson's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pearson, State is offering State's Exhibit number 1 to be used as evidence in your case. State's Exhibit number 1 is the document, the first document that I showed you on the tablet that you acknowledged that you recognized. And same document has your signature next to the boxes typed guilty and your initials below the discovery admonishment paragraph and your signature on page 3. The state would like to use this document as evidence against you in your case. Is it all right for the state to use this document as evidence in your case? What that means is everything that you sign here, one, you're admitting that you committed the offense, you understand the range of punishment, you are waiving your right to have a trial by jury. You'll also, let's see. Yes, yeah, you're waiving your right to have a trial by jury. You've been advised of your right to have an attorney. You're also waiving your right to an attorney, and you are representing yourself. And you're saying after being admonished as to the nature and charges against you, and all of the rights and consequences of entering a plea of guilty or nolle contendere that you do hereby have read the charge in Mr. In essence, you know what you've been charged with. And it has been explained you committed each and every element of the offense. And you further ask the court to accept the plea and waiver of jury trial and enter a plea and proceed against me according to the law without further delay. I hereby enter a plea of, you have guilty, and then it has your waiver of discovery. Okay, so everything on this document, this is what's being used as evidence against you. Is it all right for the state to use this document as evidence in your case?
Yes,
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Now, Mr. Pearson, are you well, Mr. Pearson, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial? Is there any evidence that you are mentally ill and do not understand, one, the consequences of your plea, do not understand what you've been charged with, the nature of the charges? Is there any mental illness that affecting your ability not to go forward on this plea?
No.
Okay. So the court is going to accept your plea of guilty. The court will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. The court will find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. We'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
We do, Judge.
What is the agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty, the state is offered 10 days in Jefferson County Jail, giving him credit for 2 days for his court costs. He is to turn himself in on next Friday, 6/14, at around 6:00 p.m.
Okay, next Friday, what's that date?
6/14.
6/14, okay. Okay. Mr. Pearson, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in Jefferson County Jail. You have credit for 2 days that you have already served. The court cost in this case is $277. Will you be able to pay the $277 court cost?
today. Today, but I will.
Okay, so you pay it before your sentence start on June 14th. Okay. Now, your sentence is to begin on June 14th, 2024 at or before 6 p.m. Mr. Pearson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Pearson, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Pearson, this will conclude your case. The court coordinator will give you information as to where you can pay the court costs, which is right downstairs on the first floor of this courthouse. It's in the county clerk's office. We are on top of the county clerk's office. They're right below us, directly below us on the first floor. Okay? Now, Mr. Pearson, please stand in front of the court coordinator. You're gonna follow directions of our bailiff. Once you finish following directions of bailiff, you'll be free to go. And also you make sure that you have that paperwork with you. One, when you go pay your court costs. And two, when you go turn yourself in at the jail, you have to have your paperwork with you. All right,
Do I have to show up here at 6 or at the?
no, at the jail. Right.
And then another question I have is, if I show up there early as possible, would that make me get out?
It say on or before 6 p.m. on that day. Yeah. Yes, you have to be there at or before 6 p.m.
Yeah, I was kind of saying, like, if I got there early, would that early?
It'll start your time when you get there.
If I got there like early in the morning, then I would get out early in the morning at the end of one time.
I don't know. That's up to the jail.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session with the announcement that next case is cause number 24CCCR 0018. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Valerie Meehan. Valerie Meehan was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Valerie Meehan at the courthouse door. Valerie Meehan did not answer. Valerie Meehan has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 10:38 a.m. on today's date of June 7th of 2024. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Valerie Meehan at the courthouse door?
Valerie Meehan. Valerie Meehan. No response, Your Honor.
Valerie Meehan's name was just called at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Valerie Meehan did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Valerie Meehan an opportunity to appear in court. Valerie Meehan has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
State moves for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Valerie Meehan's bond will be forfeited and warrant shall be issued for the arrest of Valerie Meehan. So